Hello Flosstube, hello family, hello friends. This is Gail, and this is my Flosstube, Gail's Golden Needle, here on YouTube. Today is March 7th, 2023. So I just wanted to pop in real quick and give you an update on what I've been doing, what I've been stitching, and my plans. First, I want to say again, thank you to everyone who watches and all the new subscribers I have. I'm over 350. Wow. Thank you. I hope you enjoy seeing what I share. That's what this is all about. I'm just sharing with you what I've been working on and with my family so that future family can maybe see what I like to do. And I have some whips, works in progress to show you today. I don't have any fully finishes. I don't even have any finishes. And I have some plans, some exciting plans. Yeah, a new start. So let's get started, shall we? I have, for my whips, let's start with this one, because you all know this one. Oh, and someone had commented that they wanted to see my bags. Okay, so this is a bag that I made. The inside's just brown. So, this is my Sunday stitch. Sometimes it goes over into Monday morning. And it's hashtag Woods Sunday Sal with Amy from Mimi's Stitchery, and we get together on some Sundays and we stitch early in the morning. And we've been working on A Year in the Woods by Cottage Garden Samplings, and we're on number 6, The Bear. And this is, let me get my board up because I'm not sure. My lighting is kind of going. I'm trying to get this done before it really gets dark. So, this is the bear so far. I finished up most of this green, and I kind of filled in some more here. There's a lot of fill-in. A lot of fill-in. I got a big old bum I still gotta, wow, it's a lot. This bear's gonna be a lot. So that's what I got done so far. This is on 18 count Ada. I'm an Ada stitcher. I have a little bit of Lugana, but mostly Ada. Amy had dyed this for me, and then I kind of over dyed from that a little bit more blue, but it does have some purples and blues and teals in there, so I really like it. I think that's really coming out well. You can see some of the modeling over here. So yeah, so that's the bear. He'll be put away until Sunday again. And I'm using all the called for threads. Okay. And I throw everything over here. Let me get this one. I don't have a bag for this one. I gotta make some more bags. I gotta get busy and make some more bags. So this is Strawberry Fair by October House Fiber Arts. And this one I am stitching on a Lugana. This is a 28 count Lugana. And I'm using called for Fancy Floss and some of the DMCs. So just kind of various ones, but all called for. And I moved over my hoop. Now everything kind of stays in stuff because I like grab quick and move on. If I'm not really working on it, then I do take it out of the hoop. But I want to try and get some more on this done. So I started working on the bird. That strawberry's no joke. And so I got a little tired of the strawberry, so I wanted to move over to the bird so I can get some other things going. So, and like I said, this is on 28 count Chai. I don't really know who the dyer is because it didn't say. It just, the little tag when I bought it from my local needlework shop, which is Black Cat Stitchery. It just said Chai. Okay, so there's that one. I'm sorry for the crinkles, but that one's in a very noisy bag. Okay. Okay, next up, I worked on, because for March, my Whip Go that I've been trying this year, number 2 and number 22. How about that? 2 and 22. And I'm doing categories. And so the category for number 2 is monochromatic. And the category for 22, 2 is monochromatic, 22 is monochromatic. So March is Monochromatic March for me, which is fine. I have a lot of monochromatic. Some I kind of, my rules, I fudge a little and say it's monochromatic. If it's got like 2 colors, it's monochromatic. But this one is definitely monochromatic. And this is in this bag. This is just a Alexander Henry fabric. And I thought this one was appropriate for this lady. I am working on, from Modern Folk Embroidery, I have to look at it to say it, La Calavera Catrina. My Spanish is really bad. So, and I'm using, let me see, it is being stitched on 25 count Ash Rose Lugana, and I'm using Classic Colorworks Belle Soie Old Crow, 1 strand over 1. So this was my big girl stitch, and I'm sorry, I have my thread because I was working on it. This one I've been working on. I like her. She's kind of sexy. I kind of, because Tina from Tina Stitches, she is working on a GGR letter T. And so she dyed some pink fabric and she's using black thread. I don't remember what the threads are. She dyed her own fabric. And I just love the look of that. And I thought, I'm going to put that for this sexy lady. So here I am so far. Her face is done. Trying to finish that hat. I started coming down on the border a little bit because that was just easy stitching. So I started coming back down on that border. So the colors are coming out pretty good today. I'm really surprised. So that is my Katrina. Okay. Next up, and this is, like I said, I kind of fudge monochromatic. And this is another one of my bags. It's another Alexander Henry. Merry Christmas. It's one of his Christmas, I think the only Christmas line he did. With the Gasleys. The other one was Gasleys also. I like the Gasleys. This one has nothing to do with Christmas. But, you know, we'll just try it out. Take a bag where I can find a bag. So this one is by Wild Violet Cross Stitch, and it's the Handmaid's Tale. There we go. And I am using, this is being stitched on 18 count sandstone by We Will Die For You. It's kind of a, I think they're a local dyer in Indiana, because I picked up that fabric at a cross stitch shop in Indiana. I can't remember the name of it. And I'm using Classic Colorworks Belle Soie Cranberry, and it does have white in it. I finished all the white stitches, and I used 3865. And I have it, well, maybe I can kind of take this off, these off, and you can kind of see it. Let me kind of uncrunch it here a little bit. Let me unroll it a little bit, some of my fabric. It's on another, it's still on a hoop. But this one I have been working on in the car, so you can kind of see it. But this is where I've got so far. So I finished the house. I finished a tree. I'm working now on this side, this tree. I brought down some of the border, and I started the bottom, bringing over the bottom border. So I really like this one. So like I said, to me, this is a monochromatic because it's mostly red, except for that white. And there was a lot of white. So to me, this is monochromatic. For me, it's monochromatic. So how's everybody been? How's your weather? Our weather has been weird. I mean, we will have like 60 degrees, almost like 65. And then we have awful sleet, ice, snowy, bad stuff. And they threatened that we were going to have a bad snowstorm. We never got it. We're supposed to have snow again this weekend. Seems like every Friday it's forecasted snow. Of course, it's the weekend. So why not have snow? I guess it's better than me trying to really go to work in it. So, but spring's almost here. I did see the robins last Wednesday. Yeah, there was Mr. and Mrs. Robin. They were out by my tree, and so was Mr. and Mrs. Cardinal. We're kind of fighting over who's going to get the tree this spring, I think. So, who's going to get to build a home. And I know that it's 3 snows on a robin's tail before you get, oh, this one's kind of falling. Okay, so the next one, oh dear, I am going to have to take this one out. This is another monochromatic. Oh, here's the bag. This was just a English paper piecing that I did with all like tulip pink scraps I had. So I hand did all of these and then made a bag. And all my bags have a handle. So, because I carry these around. So this one is Quaker Turtle by RETM. Quaker Turtle by RETM. And I am stitching this on 16 count. I think it's Storm. Oh my gosh, where's my stuff about this? I'm sorry. Let me see. I think it's an 18 count Storm. But the floss I'm using is Karen Waterlily's Sable. And there is quite a difference. Let me throw this down here. Of the different dye lots I got. So I have been going back and forth, trying to figure this out. So I'm going to show you how they're very different. One has more of the copper in it than this one, which is very dark and has no copper in it. And the first one I had, it was much lighter and it had like this purpley copper to it. So I have been really, this one's like, I've been all over the place trying to get this one to match up and try to keep changing my flosses. It's coming out okay. I think it's coming out okay. So I did get the head done. So let me see if I can put it on this board like this for you all. Here we go. It's still in the hoop because I work on it when I can. I just pick it up. But there, look at that. He's got his head, his front feet. I still don't know. I need to look that up. Is it feet? I keep saying, what does a turtle have? But I just love how all of that is coming out. Now you can see that the head is a little bit darker than some of the body because I started in the middle. You can see how that had some other colors. But I think overall, it's going to work out really nice. Once it's up on the framed eventually and on the wall, I think it'll look really nice. So yeah, I think this is 16 count Storm. So yeah, I like that one. So do any of you do a monochromatic? Do you have a monochromatic going? Let me know what you're stitching. Are you stitching while you're watching me? I hope you are. I hope you're enjoying it, having a good time, a good little visit. 'Cause that's what I do. I watch Flosstube and stitch because I like the visit. So, all right, now the next one, I cannot believe I have doing a Mirabilia. And I can't remember how, I think the last time I showed this, I was having trouble with the Krynic. And so I had taken out the Krynic, and I had purchased some, or someone had sent me some Petite Treasure braid. Like that a lot more. I can work with that. So I ordered some more Petite Treasure braid. So I'm going to kind of show you. Oh, here's another one of my bags. Again, another English paper piecing. I have a lot of scraps. I have a big bag of English paper piecing. And I have said, and as soon as I can figure out with a tripod, if I ever get a tripod, I'd like to do a video on how I do my English paper piecing. So if you guys are interested, and I know someone did once say they were, I think I'm going to try and do that and show you guys how I do my English paper piecing. It's a little bit different. I glue based, and I use the flat back stitch. So I'll show that. But yeah, so this is my English paper piecing. And it's just scraps and scraps and scraps I have. So what am I working on that has that Krynic? And it's a Mirabilia. And this is the Cathedral Woods Goddess. I think that's right. Cathedral Woods Goddess. So I'll pull it up closer. You can kind of see her. Let's see if it, yeah. Love those teals and purples and browns. And very, I love it. I love the deer. And I am stitching this on, let me see if I put a little note somewhere. Maybe I put it in this one. My Elvis bag here. So I'm using all the called for. I got the beads. Can't wait to do the beads. Oh yes. So I'm stitching this on, it's Fiber on a Whim, and it's 16 count Aida, and it's Cypress. So, Cypress. Let me put this over on this side. I'm gonna get this all confused. Well, let's look at her, and then I can tell you a little bit more about her. There she is. So I got some of that Krynic in. Now that middle part, the Krynic that is copper, that was okay. But now this is all Petite Treasure braid. So, and then you can see some of the Karen water lilies. I got her face and her body done. So I'm starting on all that. I got to finish up her antlers because I did order some more Petite Treasure braid. So now that's a little bit of my haul. So I ordered another of the copper. There's not much thread on these Krynics. And it said one, but there's a lot more of that copper I have to put in the front of her dress. But I'm not going to have enough. So I better get another one just in case. I can't open things. Does anybody else have problems with packaging these days? Okay. So I got what the other, she had sent me, which is this gold. And then the lighter gold, I looked at the conversion chart, and so this is the lighter gold. There is a little bit of a difference. This is almost like a white gold, I think. Almost like a white gold. So I got some more of that, and I got some of those, and then I got some more Krynic of the copper. Like I said, I had no problem with the copper. The gold was just awful, awful stuff. So now I can put that in here with in the bag with this Mirabilia. So I think she's so pretty. Want to look at her one more time? Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, so pretty. All right. So let's see if I can get her to stay there. So then let's go on to my haul. This is going to be a really short one. But because I have some plans that I'm excited for tomorrow. It's part of my haul. So, the other thing that I ordered, when I ordered the Petite Treasure Braid and the Chronic, I have found I love working in either a hoop or on a scroll rod. But scroll rods are really big. And I'm trying to get used to having a hoop and moving the hoop. Now the Morgan hoops, which I've always used and loved, and it has that little groove inside. And they're great. It holds that fabric really good. But it really does make a mark. I can usually get the marks out. It's no problem. But it also tends to be a little bit heavy. Believe it or not, that plastic is heavy. And it has a wing nut. Let me show you on one of these. Here it is. So it is a little bit heavier. This is a Morgan hoop. And it has this wing nut. And I mean, like right now, I can tighten it some more. But that hurts my knuckles. It just, ugh, it hurts. I'm having more difficulty with the arthritis that I have. So I'm trying to think of some things that will be easier and I can still love and be comfortable with stitching. So here we go. So the ones that I like are the Nerge. The Nerge. Now the Nerge does come in different widths here. And so I like the slimmer one. I have a couple that are a little bit wider. And they're good. And this is so light. And it's beechwood rather than bamboo. So there's no roughness. Especially up at this joint here. A lot of times the bamboo, I've had to go in and sand it because it's so rough. I don't want it to catch on my fabric. The other thing that I like is this screw. Can you see? You use a screwdriver. That I can get it really tight. And that motion is better for my hand than doing this on this knuckles. So, I really tightened that again. I need to get it straight on here. See what I'm saying? It's just so much better. I really like these. So 1, 2, 3 stitch. When I ordered the Chronic and everything, and I was looking around, they had these on sale. So I bought 2 of this size. I found that I like the 10-inch and the 7.5. I don't want anything very tiny. I don't want anything very big, like with my quilting hoops, because I do quilt, hand quilt and hoop. And so I have some of those. I mean, I have 16, 22s of those. And they are much wider on the side. They're probably about the width of 2 of these, maybe even a little wider. So that's the other thing I got. That's part of my haul. Now the really exciting part of my haul and the exciting plans. Besides working on my whip go of Monochromatic March, I'm going to be, tomorrow is Amy from Mimi Stitchery, my friend Amy. It is her birthday. So happy birthday, Amy. And I'm so excited to be doing this with you. I have been eyeing this chart since I got back into cross stitch. And so she said, I think I'm going to start this on my birthday. I'm like, oh, really? Can I start with you? Can I do it too? She's like, yes. So we are going to be starting and 4 screw by Rosewood Manor. I knew I had it in my head. Rosewood Manor. So I went and I decided, I bought Lugana. I looked at some Ada. I do like the look of some things on Lugana. And I thought that this had over 1. But I looked at the chart when I got it. And it doesn't have over 1. I'm almost positive some people said that there was over 1. So maybe I'll be getting to that. I mean, this chart. It's a book. And there's 102 DMC. 102. I don't have all of them. I can't believe that some of them are probably in these other bags. But this is all I got so far with these. And so I went through my stash, and I got what I needed to start, which was really good because I'm going to start in the center. Just so that I can get that cartouche, this part done first. So I'm going to start here. Now, I'm not going to be putting these words in there. And when I'm looking at it, it's not over 1, which is good. But what I'm going to do, I might have to do over 1. I'm going to take, because this is trees, and I love trees, that I was talking with Amy, and I think what I've always wanted to do is to take this part and to put my family tree in it. Oops, sorry. Somebody's car's alarm going off. Sorry if you hear that. Hopefully it will stop. Oh my goodness. Sorry. So back to this. So I was hoping to do my family tree. Now it's going to be my immediate family, I think, because I'm going to start with my husband and I, and then our children, and the 2 son-in-laws, and then the grandchildren. I think we're done with grandchildren. Girls, let me know if we're done with grandchildren. And then I'm going to put the date. I'm going to start with the date that my husband and I were married. So November 2nd. 1979. And so that will be our family tree in here. So that's what I'm planning to do with this. Now, like I said, I bought the Lugana. So what did I buy? I was looking and looking and looking, and I thought, I really have a hard time doing things on white. I think that just for me is when I first started in cross stitch and everything was on white or ivory, it just, you know, I'm kind of like, no, I can't do white. Can't do white. Not even Lugana. But I did buy 32 count. Let's see, where is it at? 32 count antique white. Yep, 32 count antique white. And it's a Zweigart base. And I dyed it myself. So I want to show you what I got, how it came out. I wanted it to look, because Amy's, I think, she's doing hers on mushroom, and I really like that. But I didn't want it, again, I didn't want it to be too solid. I love that modeling. I love that grungy look. I like that. I like that a lot. And I thought, okay, what looks like a mushroom or dirt? I wanted it to look like dirt. So this is what I came up with. That really shows up good. Oops, here we go. That really shows up good. And this is pretty much how all of it looks. You can see some of the brown and some grays. Oh, I like how that showed up. So I know some of you are going to ask how I did it. Well, I have a pan about this size. So I get the fabric wet first. And I scrunch it all up, and I scrunch, 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 and make all these, like, you know, I call it like a English muffin. So I have all this, and I make sure that it's as best I can in there. So I made up some taupe, and I made up some charcoal gray. So I had 2 containers of that. And I always test it on a paper plate with a white paper towel. I take a little spoonful and I dribble it on there and see how it splatters out. So you can see the darkest and the lightest of it. And I liked how it was looking. So I went all over it and dribbled, 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 and spooned all kinds of taupe on there first, because I wanted that to be my back base. And then I took, and I thought, that gray is still a little too dark. So I took what I had left of the taupe and I poured some of the gray in there, just a little bit, and then tested that. I was like, oh, I like that. So you can kind of see, like, where's the taupe? Let's see if there's a better side of this. Well, like this, because this is, well, you'll see, this is, I already pinned where I'm going to start. So yeah, you can kind of see that I got some of that taupe in there. And then I put some of this lighter, I mixed it right here. And so that, I put some of that on there. And then lastly, I put some of this darker. And like I said, I really like how it came out. So let's show you the whole thing. See? I love how that came out. Overall, yes, there's spots, but I think once I stitch it up, it's going to be really neat. So that's what I did. So I did the taupe, and then I drained whatever's left in the pan. And then I dribbled some of what I had mixed the taupe and the charcoal together. And I did that in a separate container, just in case I needed more of the taupe. So I poured some taupe, and I poured a little bit of the gray. And then very last, I dribbled just a couple good little spots of the charcoal gray. And then I wrung it out really good, and I threw it in the dryer. That's what I do. I don't know if it's color fast. I don't plan on washing this. And I use salt and hot water. So maybe it's color fast. Maybe it's not. But, you know. So, that is my plan for tomorrow. Is to start with Amy and a 4-screw. Well, that's what I've been stitching. Those are my plans. And until I see you next time, I hope you all are well. Be kind. And I hope that you're enjoying your stitching time. Bye.